Turner, Ohio Republican and ranking member of the House Intel Committee, hearing today getting underway. And sir, thank you for your time and being with us today.
Thank you, Bill.
This is a slow-moving slaughter of people and property. What will the Western world do to stop it, if anything?
Right, this is very unfortunate because, as you know, so many of us called for the administration to provide weapons to Ukraine for the ability to defend themselves. President Zelensky lamenting that himself, as he knows that weapons that are currently being attempted to get in the country, if they'd been there earlier, could have had a greater impact. The discussion is whether or not MiG planes can be provided to Ukraine. It's something that there's bipartisan support for. There's NATO ally support. This administration needs to move more quickly. This is stalled over at the White House. The White House needs to approve this and to get this moving. These planes would make a tremendous difference in Ukraine being able to defend itself, its population, and those corridors of people who are seeking to leave Ukraine.
Congressman, what do you think the holdup is over at the White House? Like, what's the sticking point? What's the problem that they're trying to solve?
Well, I think they've been slow in every decision-making that affects people's lives. I mean, in last year, November, December, there were strong calls in Congress for surface-to-air missiles that would have allowed them to protect their skies, Javelin, Stingers, additional weapons into Ukraine. They waited until the war started, which, of course, it makes it more difficult for both the weapons to be used and to get in the country. And now, as innocent people are being slaughtered, women and children are being killed, these planes would make a big difference. The administration needs to see the urgency that the world sees. And Bill, you've done a great job, by the way, with your maps of showing really the impact of what Russia is doing and the impact upon the population of Ukraine. These planes would make a difference. It could change that map.
Sir, thank you for being gracious on that. We'll try to do our best. You know, sometimes we get it right? Listen, right. Meanwhile, New York City is on what's called ultra-high alert for a cyber attack. How real is this possibility for Americans?
Well, there's been no question that Russia engages in cyber attacks. We certainly have seen that in the United States. They have threatened cyber attacks. We expected as they went into Ukraine, we would see their use of cyber to try to cripple Ukraine before their attack. That didn't materialize. But as Putin has made threats against NATO and against the West, there certainly is an increased need for us to be vigilant and to be able to both watch and defend against Russian actions in the cyber world, and also to see ways in which we can deter them by taking actions ourselves.
Do you believe they want to take action against Americans?
I think that Vladimir Putin is a ruthless authoritarian dictator, and when he makes threats of both nuclear weapons and cyber attacks, I think he means it, and I think we need to be very, very cautious to ensure that we're as strong as possible. This administration is showing weakness. We need to show strength, because that's the only way you can deter someone like a Vladimir Putin.
One other subject we wanted to get to, there's a Guantanamo detainee from Saudi Arabia, one of the hijackers, called the 20th hijacker from 9/11. He is going to be sent back to Saudi Arabia. This is being announced overnight. Why do you think the timing is now?
You know, I think this administration, and certainly the Obama administration, has been very reckless in their release of individuals that are held at Guantanamo. These are known terrorists taken out of the battlefield frequently, and I think that the record has shown that those individuals who have been released have a propensity to return back to be threats to the United States. But then again, you have this administration who ran, from Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan in the middle of the night, where we know, of course, Afghanistan today is an emerging threat to the United States. So I think their assessment of the threat is different.
He's been in Gitmo for 20 years, and he's going home. At the same time, the reports the president will make a trip possibly in the spring to Saudi Arabia. Any connection?
You'll have to ask the administration that. I think certainly this administration shows weakness when it goes to the issue of terrorism and protecting the United States, and I think this is another evidence of that weakness.
Well, perhaps this question will come up during the hearing that's about to get underway. Sir, we're waiting for headlines from that. Thank you for your time today.